You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some fried balls.
What's going on, NASCAR Diecast collectors and Diecast reviewers on YouTube? Welcome back to another new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, hosted by me, Original Big Bri. As always, guys, I'm bringing you guys your weekly NASCAR Diecast news throughout each and every month, or every week for every month, to the very end of the 2016 NASCAR Diecast season. And this is episode 147, actually 148. Actually, I'm already failing on the count already, so this is gonna be great right here. But of course, we do got some great news to show you guys that happened throughout this week, and that of course has to do with your newly released diecast from my good friends at Plan B Sales and K-State Diecast, or any of the local diecast dealers that you guys have. Check them all out as always. And we do got some new 2016 pre-orders as well. More Darlington throwback cars I will be shortly reviewing. And there's no cancellations for this episode, so that is going to save us some time right there. And also that's a good hallelujah for any diecast collectors out there, including myself. But we also do got two interesting topics to talk about. We do got another, and I mean another exclusive promo, but this is a 2016 car for the promo series. We got a new promo that just is now starting to hit. It's starting to hit the likes on Instagram real shortly, and we're going to get into that very quickly. And also, we do got some new pictures and info on the newest wave, which is Wave 5 of Lionel's NASCAR Authentics. But you know what, guys? We're going to get on to this latest info and more as the NASCAR Diecast News starts right now. But before we do that, guys, let's take a look back at last week's episode of the NASCAR Diecast News with this best-selling diecast from NASCAR Diecast News 147. Alright, everybody, so to kick off the newest episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, we're going to start off with your new release diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales and our K-State Diecast. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the new diecast in numerical order, and of course from year in and year out. So we do got another 2015 car released, and it is Jeff Gordon's 2015 Homestead Final Ride car. However, though, this is his accurate and also his raced version car. So this is the first time that we actually have a raced version car that actually has not won a race. So that's really cool that Lionel decided to do that, because if you guys do remember the Exalta car from last year, also that car was also released in the Wave 1 of Lionel NASCAR Authentics. If you guys do remember that car, his original car that was released, the Exalta Homestead car, that had no chase contingency sponsors on that, so that technically was inaccurate because Jeff Gordon was in the Final Four for the Chase and Sprint Cup Series Championship. So this car finally has that, which looks really cool on that car, because you know that matches really good with the bright 24. So really good representation right there. Also, this car is raced. I almost said race win, but this car is raced version as well, so that's probably another good reason why you should get this car. I know many of you guys already have his original car, but this car is a good substitute right there. Excuse me. I'm probably gonna get roasted over that from Robbie every time I make a burp, sneeze, fart, any kind of body functions. But yep, guys, the Jeff Gordon car, highly recommend getting. That's a car that you should definitely not miss out for sure. And now we're gonna get on to the 2016 diecast, which of course is always interesting to start off. So the first 2016 car we got right here is Justin Allgaier's Grant Chevrolet, and hear me out on this, guys. This is the only Justin Allgaier car that has so far that has made MOQ. All the rest of his 2016 diecast for this year has already been canceled. So if you're a big Allgaier fan, then this is probably the car to get right here, especially since he's had a long time sponsor and partnership with Grant. So I think this would be really cool for any long-time Justin Allgaier fans or any Grant fans. It'll look good with the promo card that was also just released as well. So that's good. That's a nice collection right there for any Justin Allgaier fans. And let's see, we also got, well guys, this next card I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a little bit of complaining about. But if you guys do remember, most of these 2016 diecasts that have been released have all been on the EL mold. If you guys remember last year, like they kind of Lionel kind of randomized what cars were on the EL mold and then what cars were on the PTC mold. So you guys remember that, there were two different molds last year, especially for the Toyota diecast. However, though, the PTC mold has made a sad return here for us, and it has to be on a car that many people were really hyped up about, and it's the Casey Mears 2016 Geico car. And a lot of people are kind of ticked off and turned off about this car now. I mean, it's a really cool paint scheme, don't get me wrong, but now many people are just not really want to get this car now because it's on the PTC mold. And I can't blame them, you know? I mean, I would still get this car, but just, I'm not really a big fan of the PTC mold. I mean, it can't be way worse than WLS mold, but we shall never talk about that mold ever again because that was the worst mold that you could ever think of. The PTC mold, I don't mind, but I'd rather, if we're paying almost $8 or $9 for a diecast, I would expect a good quality car from the EL mold. So, and the PTC mold doesn't really offer that. You know, you get bulkier tires, which are alright, I guess, but also just the decals look so much better on the EL mold. It makes the car just really just stands out well, and it looks much more detailed. I mean, I'm so amazed with the Toyota ELs that we had this year. But a lot of people are concerned that this could be what the Fords are going to have for this year, because you guys do know they are changing up the Ford diecast for this year, so that's why we have not seen any Fords released yet, besides that prototype pick I showed you guys in the last episode with Jeffrey Earnhardt. But I don't know. I mean, this is going to raise some concern for some people. I would still get it if you're a big Casey Mears fan or if you're a big fan of those underfunded guys. But just since the fact it's on the PTC mold, I don't know. It's just it's a really tough situation for this Geico car. Cool car, but just unfortunately, it's got to be on the PTC mold. And to wrap it all up, let's see what we got here. We got not really too much about this car right here. It's basically the same as last year's, the Ryan Newman Granger car. So the only difference I can see from this year, last year was on the PTC mold, like we just recently talked about, and this year it's on the EL mold. So if you are looking to get the high quality benefit of this car, then this is, if you're looking forward for the Granger car and it was a disappointment last year, then this is definitely the step up for this year for sure. 124 wise, not going to review too much since most of these diecasts were reviewed and also released in the 164 scale last year. Only difference is they're 124 scale, so they're a little more bigger and a little more pricier, but that's mostly all I got to say is right there. Now we're on to the pre-orders, so you know we got to get to the pre-orders. Got to pre-order those cars, get them in color chrome so we can ship them out to our warehouse, as good as C Post like to say on the diecast review show. I swear to God, that guy loves his color chrome finished diecast. Holy moly. Might be over exaggerated, but you know I always like to poke fun of Steve Post from then and now. Just look at the Diecast News 100 episode. But yep guys, we do got some 2016 pre-orders, all of them in 2016. And briefly going over, we do got some Race Win diecast as well, so you can go ahead and check that out as well. Most of the diecasts so far look pretty interesting, but two of them that really caught my eye, and it's mostly Darlington throwback cars. So we got more of those coming in surely but slowly, as we got a bunch of them that came out last episode, but now we got two of them, so a little slow on that, but we still got something to talk about for pre-orders. So the first one up is Trevor Bain's 2016 Darlington throwback car for Advocare for Roush Fenner Racing. So once again guys, Trevor Bain is representing another Mark Martin car. If you guys do remember from last year, he did represent Mark Martin's car from the mid-90s, and now this year he's representing his Valvoline car from 1997, so we're somewhere around the late 90s, as I said, for his 1997 Valvoline car. But I still recommend last year's, but that car did got canceled. But I'm hoping to God that this car does make MOQ, or if not, then Lionel can produce it in their retail way for NASCAR Authentics, like they've been doing a couple times with the Jonathan throwbacks. But really cool. I mean, it has a nice little representation of Mark Martin's Valvoline scheme, and I'm kind of glad that they're going to that route again, since, you know, Mark Martin is a very memorable driver in the 6. So really glad that they're, you know, keeping up with all these Mark Martin schemes. Hopefully every year for Darlington, for the throwbacks, maybe the 6 car will always get a tribute from Mark Martin, because he is a very memorable driver that really deserved a lot more. And definitely deserved a championship and a Daytona 500 for sure. But God bless Mark Martin. God bless him. He's a really good, legendary driver that only made it so far in NASCAR. And also, we do got a Brendan Gaughan 2016 Darlington throwback car. I guess you could consider this as a Darlington throwback car. I mean, think of this car. Think of the ideology that it had with the Tommy Baldwin car that was canceled last year from Michael Annett. This car, I think the paint scheme is supposed to represent something familiar. Probably, I think, Brendan Gaughan's father, I think, when he drove in the sprint cars, I think that was his sponsor and his paint scheme. That's mostly what I'm thinking. If I looked at this car briefly, but if you guys tell me the brief story of this, then that's cool, so I don't look like, you know, a dumb you-know-what. But that's probably a good representation of that. But a lot of people think that the Darlington throwback cars, they're just, you know, representing, you know, drivers and their cars from back in the day, which is cool, and I do like that idea. But Darlington throwback cars can also relate to, you know, the throwback of a sponsor, like the Jimmy Johnson Lowe's or the Fast Pro Shops car from last year for Tony Stewart. Which is cool right there. It's another blast from past, but it's for the companies and not NASCAR. And also it can be family oriented related, you know, like I said with the Michael Annett Tommy Baldwin car. That had something to do with Tommy Baldwin and his family, and now this is the same thing with Brendan Gaughan. It has something to do with the throwback of his family. So really cool right there. I mean, it's a different scheme. If I think this car was going to make MOQ, I think it's going to be down low, so I think it might not make MOQ, but who knows, guys, who knows. But from the looks of it, I think this is going to be a very underlooked car for Darlington throwbacks, especially since it is an Xfinity car. But yep, guys, we do have no cancellations for this wave, which is really cool. Did I say wave? I mean new episode of NASCAR Diecast news. But speaking of wave, guys, we do got some new news for NASCAR Authentics as well. But before we do that, guys, sorry to tease you, but I do got a new promo to show you guys real quick. So, and this is the first, I think this might be the first 2016 promo card that we had last year, that we have for this year. Holy Christ, this is what happens when you do NASCAR Diecast news early in the morning. Oh my god, I'm getting my words tied up. Hopefully I don't get my words tied up with what I'm about to show you. There's a new promo that's going around, and if you guys do remember, in my last episode, I did talk about a Matt DiBenedetto promo. Well, this is another representation, but although it's not a DiBenedetto car, it is an Alex Bowman car. And it's actually his Advanced Auto Parts car that is apparently got made in the 164, which, if you guys do remember, a couple episodes ago, the 124 autographed version of this car did got canceled, so I thought this car was, you know, basically screwed, and this was a surprise promo. I had no idea that this car was already made. But the only thing I'm a little concerned right now is I don't know where this car is at right now. But by the way, I got this picture from JR Pace 87. He did tag and tweet us about this picture on Instagram. I don't know why I say tweet, but whatever. I think I meant, you know, reposted and tagged us on that. There we go, that sounds a little more represented on Instagram, because we don't use Twitter that much. But yep, guys, yes, right here. This is really cool right there. If you guys do know me, as much as Steve Post likes his color chrome cars, I am a huge sucker for promos, so definitely I'm going to be looking all over for this car. He said he did found this car on eBay, but from my background of promos, I think that this car either has to be at the store, at the promo sponsor, so it's probably, you can find this at Advanced Auto Parts, or it's going to be another Valvoline exclusive promo, but I highly doubt this car is at Walmart, so I'm pretty sure that this car is an Advanced Auto Parts exclusive. Probably very limited though, since he did find this on eBay. But if any guys get lucky and find this car on eBay again, then you maybe you could ask the person who got this car, tell them where they got it at, and hopefully we'll get some more info about that, because I don't really have that much info where this car where it came from. But like I said, from my background knowledge, maybe it has to be from the sponsor itself, which is Advanced Auto Parts. But really cool right there. But another thing, I'm a little worried about this car. If you look closely at the tires, guys, it looks like that we're going to have a PTC mold for this car. And if you guys do know, a PTC mold diecast, the tires are a little more thicker and wider, so that's how we can tell right there. But I don't know, guys. This is the first time we're going to have an Xfinity car that's on the PTC mold, which they've always used the EL mold, but now I guess they're really changing things up for this year. But I don't know, guys. I hope that's not true, but from the pictures, it looks like that this car is going to be on the PTC mold. So if you're still up for the promos, I guess that's cool. But if you don't like the PTC mold, then maybe this is the promo to pass right here. But yep, guys. And now we're on to the final topic, guys, and this has got to be, you know, something that I know many people are going to be really hyped up about. A lot of people, of course, were questioning me and David Land when the next news wave for Lionel Racing's NASCAR Authentics was to be released. And since we're almost upon May, which is a really cool month, it's one of my favorite months on the race for in my entire life, and I'll tell you guys real quickly after we talk about this topic why that's important for me and many of my other friends on YouTube. But yep, guys. Wave 5 is here, and we got all the latest news and info and also pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what's on Wave 5. Now let's go ahead and check it out as I pull the picture up right here. So guys, Wave 5 is here, and it is going to be set to be released on mid-May to the end of May. So if you guys do know that Lionel's been really keeping up with NASCAR Authentics lately. This is going to be our second wave right here that we're going to have 2016 diecast, and there are some diecasts I see in this picture that I'm not too happy about. And the first one, guys, to point it out, I know we're gonna be a little out of the order for you know what the picture says, but if you guys look closely, we do see the return of the Batman versus Superman cars. Now, I'm really disappointed in this selection they decided to do. I mean, half of these cars we see right here are already been produced, and they technically reproduce them to milk more money out of it. Especially with the Batman versus Superman cars. I'm just making a very, very biased observation, but just think about that, guys. But I do see a reason why that these Batman versus Superman cars are in this way, because you guys do remember, before Wave 4 was released, back in March, they had that exclusive little section, exclusive way that they have only at Walmart of the Batman vs Superman cars. They had the special packaging and the cool trading cards that they had with the collector trading cards, which weren't that really collective because they're just hunks of cardboard and plastic. But yeah, guys, I can see why they did that, because if you guys do not have a Walmart near you, or you can't make it to Walmart, or whatever reason, if Target and Toys R Us are closer to you, I guess that's cool, but just still though, very disappointed. I mean, we always get hyped up for a wave, but this one, I'm not really feeling that much hype. Instead, I've seen a lot of people getting really, really pissed off about this wave right here. Similar aspect with the Kyle Busch Championship car. Now, I'm going to get roasted for this, but as you guys know me, I do not like Championship diecast because they do that stupid logo that they put on that car. I mean, I get it. He is a championship. That's cool. But why the roof of the car? The number is supposed to go there for a reason. This is just a reason why I'm not a big fan of championship cars. I mean, hell, I'm going to be honest right here. If Carl Levers wins the championship and he gets his diecast produced, I probably might pass on it because I don't like the look of championship cars. But this car does have the chase contingencies and all that, but like I said with the Superman cars, this car is basically kind of reproduced with just a little bit differences, because they already released a Kyle Busch M&M's car from last wave. If they were going to do that, then maybe this car should have been from last wave instead of the Kyle Busch M&M's car, even though that's on the EL mold. So I guess I could see that, but just like I said, milking out more drivers with that M&M's Crispy car, because he is a champion now, Kyle Busch, so just milking out more money for that. I mean, I hate to say that, but just, yeah, that's really disappointing to see, or seeing this car getting produced again. Just, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Pretty disappointed to see that car getting produced, for sure. But we do got the other half of the wave, our 2016 diecast, as well. So what we got right here, Jimmy Johnson. I almost said Jimmy Johnson. Oh my god. Kevin Harvick's 2016 Jimmy John's car. Oh my goodness, I needed a good laugh after all that ranting right there. This car is basically similar, kind of similar, but it does have some differences, unlike the car that was released from Wave, the Kevin Harvick car that was released from Wave 3. This car does look a little bland because it has all the Busch logos removed, which looks a little funky. Because you got just random specks of black, just, you know. But I see the purpose of that because, you know, they can't sponsor alcohol cars to the retailers, because that's where, you know, these cars are right by Hot Wheels, so, you know, that's not really good marketing strategy to have alcohol right by diecast. So, yeah. But there are some differences with this car. There is a lot more black on this car, especially on the top. So if you are a big Kevin Harvick fan, then I guess I would encourage you to get this car. But I probably would recommend getting it until for the next one, which is Casey Kane's 2016 Farmers Insurance car. This car is basically the same as last year's, but if you guys did miss out on Spin Master's version of this car, which was released last year in around Wave 4, I believe. So, yeah, similar like last year's, but if you are a big fan of Casey Kane, I guess I would recommend getting it. But other than that, guys, it's basically just the same car as last year, basically. But if you don't have a Casey Kane car added to your collection, especially from the NASCAR Authentics line out, then this is probably the car to get right here if you guys missed out on this Aquafina car, which was released in Wave 3 as well. And another cool thing about these 2016 diecasts, I'm glad they went back to the magnetic hoods, because if you guys remember from last wave, they did these little pit crew ones with the little pit crew ones that they have that they use for pit road and all that. They have the little holes on that. But I'm glad they went back to the hoods, because I think a lot more people prefer the hoods than the little pit crew magnets that they had that they use for pit road. So that's I guess that's one cool thing about this wave, that they decided to do that. And the final car that they have for this wave is the Ryan Newman Caterpillar car. Like I said, it's a Casey King car, same car as last year's. But if you are a guy like me who has not picked up this car from last year or the year right now, then this is probably a good time to get the Caterpillar car. I mean, it's a cool looking car, and if you guys did miss out on his Caterpillar Darlington throwback car, then this could go well with that car as well, since that car was released in Wave 2. So if you guys missed out on that, then this is a good time for any Ryan Newman fans to get this car right here. But overall, guys, I'm pretty disappointed in this wave. I mean, I usually don't nitpick about a lot of stuff, but this one right here, I really have to put my foot down. Lionel, I mean, we started off strong with Lionel, but now it seems like they're really making some lazy decisions. I mean, we got the return of the PTC mold, which is very ironic. PTC mold for the Xfinity diecast, and now we got this reproduction of the Batman vs Superman cars. I feel like these cars are not going to be as rare. They're going to be about, like, you know, the rarity of the Dale Jr. 2008 AMP car. And if you guys don't know the inside joke of that, that car is massively produced, even way more than the Daytona 500 2014 win for Dale Jr. So I don't think these Batman vs Superman cars are really going to be that valuable nowadays, since they decided to reproduce these. But I really hope Lionel gets their act together with this, and hopefully they're going to learn from this wave. You got to learn from your mistakes, but I think Lionel are making some clueless decisions, especially with Wave 5 and then the return of the PTC mold. But tell me what you guys think of this. What do you think Lionel should improve on? I mean, overall, they're still having a pretty good, decent season on NASCAR Diecast, but I really do think that they should really step it up and, you know, give us some good quality exclusive cars. I mean, that's what I like to see right here. Exclusive diecast for the retailers. I mean, we're not asking much, Lionel. Just give us some good cars already. Hopefully we'll get some Ford diecast and maybe some more Toyotas. That's what we really need right here. There's too many Chevrolets in these waves. Too many. But other than that, guys, this has been an episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please give this video a good comment, like. If you guys haven't already, I highly encourage you guys to check out more on the NASCAR Diecast News. I have a whole playlist of them, all 148 episodes of these, so you can go ahead and check that all out and check all our past videos, blast from the past. So you guys go watch that and all that wonderful stuff right there. And I got so many other stuff to show you guys as well. But until then, guys, this is Original Big Bryce signing off. Hope you guys have a great race weekend and enjoy your spring break. And so long for now, everybody.